Okay, I'm on the other device, and let's see if we can wrap this up. And all I want to do is just the sequence of time, passage of time phase, and then I will stop and call it a night. One comment I do want to make is it costs culture points to buy these cards, and man, oh man, as of right now, that's not even like an option in my mind. But I think as you grow your empire and start to have presence in more regions, you know, one culture action can give you quite a few culture points. So I can sort of see how over time you could start to generate a nice little engine there. But right now it's not there. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive in. Here is the passage of time, and actually this device is actually better suited because it's got a nice angle so you can read, and I actually have both hands available. All right, so mark all in-play bands as unfinished. So all that's saying is flip our bands over to unfinished. Player may spend resource counters from in-play rancherias in order to create new band counters. So what does that mean? It tells us. So we can spend population points equals 1 plus the number of new bands already created in the same rancheria this step. Already created. So I think your first one costs 1, and then your second one would cost 2, and then your third one would cost 3, right? I think that's what that's saying. New bands are created from stock at 1 minus strength. Population points equals 1 plus number of new bands already created in the same new bands created from stock at 1 minus. Oh, I think it's just saying that they're 1 strength. So that's what that's saying, is you're creating 1 strength bands, not 1 minus. I was thinking of it as a math formula. New bands are placed in the resource box of Rancheria from which the resources were spent to create them. Okay, so do I want to create another one, or create one? I have 2 right now, the 1-6. What's interesting is if I create one, then my Paraibo thing gets me less action points. If I have less bands, I get more action points. I want to create a band for the new one I'm going to create, but I don't have the new Rancheria created yet. This is for the old Rancheria. Now, the other thing I can do is I can always move a band from this Rancheria to the other one. So I can, there's no reason I have to return to the same Rancheria I left from. So that's an interesting concept. So I think I actually will create one. And so I'm going to spend a bison, which is 1 population point. And you know what? I'm going to spend a captive, which is 1 population point. And we put a strength 1 band in that rancheria. Let's do it. So that's it. I'm going to stop there. Players may spend resource counters from any in-play bands and or rancherias in order to increase the strength of the band. Each population point spent increases the strength of the band by 1. So I think what that means is we go from 1 to 2 to 3. Each band to be strengthened must either be located in the resource box. Yeah, so it's just saying that you have to pull the resources from where you're located. So this one is a strength 2 band right here. I want to make it a strength 3 band, and so I'm going to spend this bison to do that. So the bison is going to go there, and then this strength 2 band is going to become strength 3. Okay, and then I only have 2 more strength 3 bands available. Remember, we're resource limited. So I want both of those. So here you can see I have 2 3s to replace those 2 1s. And then I'm going to put a 2 out to replace the 1. So now we're looking at, this is 2, 4, 5 points I need to spend So I'm going to do that. And here we go. There's 2, 4, and then the bison for 5. There we go. 2, 4, 5. And I actually have 2 food left. So I'm doing well. The trading thing that we did was a good strategy. In fact, it was a little bit overkill. So now we got 2 strength 3 bands, and now the disadvantage is they got a lot less movement points, but they're stronger. So let's keep going. Player may place 1 new rancheria into a space occupied by a lone band, remove the band and place it, along with any resources, into the new box. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So the band and all the resources from here are going to go into box B. So there's 1 horse, a strength 3 band, and then this B marker is going to go into that location. Rancheria is given a Paraibo medicine rating equal to the new Rancheria's band strength. So the band is a strength 3, so we get a Paraibo rating of 3. And you can flip that over if you'd like. All right, so the Bob, we brought Bob with us. So this 4 becomes a 4 here. And then this guy goes down to 0. So because we've got to replace him. So if there's a Bob counter in the new resources box, exchange it. That's what I just did. And then the formerly held one goes to 0. So that's what I did. If the new Rancheria does not have a Bob counter, then it would start at 0. Players may voluntarily retire any Bob with medicine greater than 1 in order to transfer his medicine to his Paraibo. So what that means is I could retire this Bob with a 4 strength to give him 4 strength. So the Paraibo would move up 4. I don't want to do that. I mean, I can see myself wanting to do that maybe later, but not now. Oh no, actually it's not even that good. Look, it says set the Paraibo's medicine equal to the retired medicine. So that means the Paraibo would only move up by 1. That's awful. We don't want to do that. Okay, Headman death check. Roll a die for each in play. Headman, by the way, are the Paraibo and the Bob. Headman death check. Let me put this down. I don't need to hold the camera. Let's put this down and let's read this properly. Roll a die for each in play, excepting those in which the Bob retired in step 5. If the die roll is greater than or equal to Headman's medicine, no effect. If the die roll is less than their medicine, the Headman dies, and his medicine is reduced to a value equal to that of the die roll. So this is an awful spot. All right, so I thought, yeah, this is bad. Okay, so what we're doing is the Headmen are all of these people. So this Bob here, a 4, I'm going to roll a die. If I get less than 4, then his medicine value drops to whatever that new value is. So I rolled a 2, so he drops to a 2. And then the Paraibo is the same story. Oh my gosh, I rolled a 1, so he drops to a 1. And then this guy is a 0, so he can't drop any lower. Now this last guy, I rolled a 4, so he stays. That's what the death check does. Roll a dial for each Bob in play with a rating of 0 and have the result, and that's what they get. So that would be this guy. So we're going to roll. A 6 is obviously good. I rolled a 5, so now I have to cut it in half. What does it say? Do I round up or do I round down? Crap. Let's look it up. It doesn't say whether you round up or down, but since it says minimum of 1, I'm assuming you round down. So I'm going to assume that he's a 2. Okay, so you can see that my values dropped. Even though I moved Bob to the new place, he's not as powerful in the new place. And by the way, your Bob counter got to go back. And then you got a new Bob counter there. So you have 2 Bobs. We have Bob and Rob. So we're good to go there. Okay, return all success counters from the out of play box, operation track, and medicine tracks to the success. Okay, so this is where I got hurt a little bit. So these go back to the cup, which is good, right? These that were out of play, that's a good thing. The thing that hurts is I accumulated all these successes on the Bob track and didn't get to use them to raise their value. But they go back to the cup too, because that's, well, hold on, it says operation track. Hold on, let me read this again. Out of play box, operations track, oh, there we go, and medicine track. That's it. So yeah, they all go back in. So my raid will at least be more successful now. All resource counters on the operation track are transferred. Each tribe settlement with a ravage is removed. -1 military point if no tribe settlement is removed. Each tribe or settlement with 1 or more ravage is removed. Oh gosh. So all I needed was just 1? -1 military point if no tribe or settlement is removed. Remove all ravaged map spaces. So we lose a military point. We're down to 2. Crap. Roll die for each piece and ally counter if it's greater than the AP cost. Return the counter to the topmost empty space on the enemy instruction display. Okay, so starting here, this is a 3. I rolled a 4. So he's no longer our ally. And then this is a 3. I rolled a 5. So we already lost both of our allies. And they go... It's the enemy instruction display. They go back here. Randomly select a territory, place 1 available bison into any empty space in that territory. Alright, so let's roll. I rolled a 5. So 5 is here, and it's saying place a bison there, which it's full. So it says if there's no empty space, remove a bison from a space in that territory and place it in any empty space on the map. My choice. So I'm going to remove like this one here because it's near their settlements. And then I could just put it right here, which is next to my rancheria. And so now we have access to bison near us. And repeat this step for every empty development card space. Discard all cards in the development card spaces. Resolve all if discarded effects. Draw and reveal new cards one at a time until they're all filled, and then resolve when revealed of each one. The player may purchase 1 culture card, Place operations in the start of the operations track. If the passage of time is in a numbered space, we roll a die. If the result is less than or equal to the number position, terminate this procedure and do a victory check. Otherwise, advance it one space. So, yes. So if we did a victory check, obviously that's when we choose to win or lose. So this is going to move down, and this goes back up. Now, it does bother me that this war thing is here, but I was told that a card tells us what to do with that. So all three of these cards go away, so we no longer have that. And I'm going to keep drawing cards for down here. So here's 3 cards that I drew. Just put them here, and we'll reveal them one at a time. Here's the first one. The Taos Pueblo Trade open to Comanches. While in play, the West Square enemy space is treated as a peace space for trade purposes. Players may not conduct raid or warpath actions in the West Square. Okay, that's okay. Nothing great. Disease. Shit. When we reveal target 1 in play Rancheria, reduce strength of all bands in the target Rancheria's resource box by 1. Discard this card. Do not draw another. Oh, that's awful. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 is Rancheria A. 4, 5, 6 is Rancheria B. Okay, Rancheria B was impacted, and so the card gets discarded. And the good news is, if it was A, we would have impacted 3 bands, but it was only B, so this band is reduced from a 3 to a 2. Now, gosh, I don't know what I would have done. What if there was no 2 in the game? What do you do? But anyways, there you go. So there's a 3 that got reduced to a 2, and he's out there. All right, next card. So that means we have 1 less card for the round, but that's okay. Great Hunt. Spend 1 AP to take into hand. If we play it from the hand during a band's activation, the hunt action only costs 1. I'm not too thrilled with that one. Okay, so we're probably not going to do anything with the cards. They're pretty useless. And there it is. We just finished a passage of time. As you can see, we're back up at the top, and then the passage of time marker moved down by 1. When it gets to the 3, that's the earliest possible moment that we would have to do a victory check. As of right now, we already have met the victory condition for this scenario. However, as I pointed out, if I ever run out of culture and military, I lose. So I do have to make sure I stay on top of that, but that's for another day. I am very tired. It is very late, and thank you for watching. Stay awesome, and we'll see you soon.